Mitchell Starc, there's been a lot of talk, probably earlier in the piece about ball management prior to the first series back here in England. Have you guys had a discussion around that, or thoughts on how you will manage that process?
Not really as a group yet. It was spoken about in the team meeting the other day that there's slightly altered guidelines from probably what people may have seen from the previous England series here. You can't use sweat around the face, the neck, the head, and you can't obviously use saliva. So it might look a bit interesting if bowlers are using sweat off the back or something like that. You can't use it off your arms either, I think. So it does make for a bit of an interesting one. Probably not something that's too relevant in white ball cricket. I mean, once that new ball starts to go, you're sort of trying to keep it dry anyway. So it's probably more of a question for red ball cricket. So no doubt that we'll find what it's like in these practice games, and if we need to revisit some planning around it, I'm sure we'll chat before the series gets underway.
It's really hard, just in the training sessions you've had, even back at home, to break what are probably now bad habits, if that makes sense. Yeah,
it is. It's been I guess the new normal, if you like. We haven't been able to use sweat at all, along with saliva, back in Australia. So that was pretty simple. You just can't touch anything, or can't use sweat or any saliva at all. So get slightly more lenient here with the bowler being able to use sweat from certain places, I guess. So I think we saw there was a bit through that England series, Joff using some sweat off his back and that sort of thing. So again, that's red ball versus white ball. But it's we had our first session yesterday, and I don't think it was too much need. We're only bowling to a stump. So I think as the practice games start tomorrow and a few more training sessions, we'll see how it works and see if we need to chat more about it. But it's not a huge issue in white ball cricket, I don't think.
Are you expecting it to be the same when we get to the home summer? You would assume so, I guess.
Yeah, I guess if the world stays as is for a little while, I think those restrictions will obviously still be there. Obviously, that saliva one will probably be around for a lot longer anyway. But again, as I said before, I think it's probably more of a relevant question to red ball cricket and wanting to look after that ball for a lot longer and hopefully swinging it around. So one for the red ball team to talk about when we get to that point. But at the moment, we're pretty good.
Just you got a few newcomers in the squad. Obviously, Riley Meredith being one of those. Are you looking forward, and have you enjoyed having him around? I'm not sure how much you've had to do with Riley, but.
Yeah, I haven't had a bit. I've obviously seen him play some cricket and played the Shield game against Tassie that he played in last year, and he bowled really well. I think he got Smithy out twice in that game. So, look, he's a huge talent, and there's been a bit of chat around him for a couple of domestic seasons now, and I'm sure he's really excited, along with the other two newcomers to Australian cricket to get underway. And look, he bowls fast. I think that's a great thing about him, is he can just run in and express himself with the ball now, and hopefully can do so in these practice games. And if he gets his chance to, in Australian colours, I think he'll take it with both hands. So a good chance for another one of the fast bowling group to come and learn and express his skills on the world stage.
Well, that's one of your go-tos, isn't it? Just bowl fast.
Yeah, keep it simple. I guess that's a lot of my role, is to come and bowl fast and be aggressive and try and take wickets. So, I think that it's probably, in a way, the way he approaches his cricket as well, is to run in and try and bowl fast, and we've seen him do that in the Big Bash, do it for Tasmania as well. So, another good chance for him to do it on the world stage now.
And it looks as though, I mean, you've been a Movember ambassador in the past. Looks as though he's already got that title sewn up. He's
got us all covered for Mo's, that's for sure. He said he's put some time and effort into it. Obviously, that's been his quarantine and isolation and COVID period. He's growing that moustache, and he's even got the little ends going. So, that's a proper Mo, that one.
Do you regard England still as the benchmark in one-day international cricket?
Yeah, well, they're still the world champions. So, look, they obviously had a game plan in place in the lead up to the World Cup, and they've carried on that obviously the way they play their cricket. So, I mean, we played them 3 times during that period, and we happened to beat them 2 out of 3. That we obviously saved our worst for last. But yeah, look, it's now a chance for us to talk about the way we want to approach our cricket heading into the 2023 World Cup. We've got a squad of 21, and now we've got a chance to showcase that against the current world champions. So hopefully we're in for an exciting series, and hopefully one that we can come out on top of.
Still some lessons learned from last year's World Cup against England, well, in general, and against England?
Yeah, I think there was still plenty of positives to take out of that World Cup campaign. Obviously, not the back end. We unfortunately saved probably our worst cricket for the last 2 games, but yeah, I think still a lot of good things to take out of it, and the way we built towards that back end. We used our squad of 15, and everyone had some really good performances throughout the time. It just didn't all culminate in a World Cup victory. So we're back here in England in those conditions again against the world champions. Hopefully we can show we've learnt from that campaign, change our plans. We've got some different personnel, some exciting times for some guys they're on their first trip, some inexperienced players as well. So it's a great place to continue our push and preparation for the next World Cup.
Some great success against Quinton de Kock in South Africa. Do you hope to do similar against some of the English batsmen this time around?
Yeah, it would be nice to. But yeah, look, they've got an experienced batting lineup, and I think the main thing that definitely the bowling group will think about throughout this tour is probably what we can do really well as individuals and a bowling group, and try and focus on our strengths. Obviously, we'll come in with plans to their batting lineup and the roles that we have amongst our bowling group. But I think if we can focus a lot on our strengths and what we do really well as a group and those roles, I think it's a good place to start, and hopefully a place where we can come out on top of their batting lineup.
And lastly, you went up the order against India in India. You expecting to get the call up again?
Hopefully I don't have to bat at 5 again. Leave that to the batters. But yeah, look, if there's a role that needs to be played, I'll never say no. But hopefully the batters can do the scoring, and then if I need to contribute at the back end, and hopefully I can do that. But yeah, an interesting one, and one that maybe Pat Cummins can take that role next time. He's been hitting some big balls around training.